So the first trade that they had was with the Utah Jazz, and it was for Simone Fontecchio. I probably butchered that. But he was.
We got the Fontecchio part right. I'm still confused on whether it's Simone or Simone, but
so just to break down the trade for people maybe they live under a rock, we traded the Jazz a 2024 second round pick, Kevin Knox, and the draft rights to Gabriel Procida. I talked about this earlier this week. So the second round pick is going to be a pretty good second round pick. It's Washington's this year, so it's probably going to be low 30s. Yeah. So we traded that to Utah. Gabriel Procida, I don't know if you're too familiar with him. He was a second round pick draft and stash playing over in Europe right now. Who knows if he'll even come to the NBA? I know he was in Vegas this past summer, but he didn't play. What are your overall thoughts on this trade? Because I feel like out of all the trades, this to me was like, oh, we just got a guy for basically nothing.
I think that. So let me first put this one out. So when I put this trade out there on Facebook, everybody was just like, who is he? Who is he? And my thing is like, don't do that. Just go to YouTube and look him up if you got questions. But in my overall thoughts of the trade, I thought it made sense. You got a guy that can provide spacing. He's younger than Bogey. He's younger than Bogey, but he's older than a lot of the players on there. And he's already, even though he's only been in the NBA for 2 years, he's already a seasoned basketball player. He played over in Italian leagues, 3-time Italian Super Cup winner, and a 1-time just a regular Italian Cup winner. That's just a regular, I don't know. But he provides the shooting and the athleticism that they need. And the fact that I think they made this trade with the intentions of signing him long-term at the end of the season, I thought it was a smart move. I mean, as great as Bogdanovich is, the guy is up there. He's 35 going on 36, and he's coming off an Achilles injury last year. He missed the first 19 games of this season, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it's not. I know it's 18. He got cleared around 18. I think he still missed that next game. So I want to say 19. But anyway, you're able to get that shooting, that athleticism, and a guy that can put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. We saw that yesterday against the Clippers. So I think it was a smart move. I truly do. I think that this could be with the way that and also too, another thing. Did you see how they were running the floor with him? They were running. It wasn't no pace. They was like almost like a track meet. So I'm curious to see how he gels with that group over these next 30 games. And it was a smart trade. It was time to get rid of both of them. Bogdanovich is not getting any younger. Burks was having a down year. So solid move.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, okay, let me do my research because I don't want to fall victim to the the Who crowd, like the Snoop Dogg Who. Like I didn't want to fall into that crowd, right? So I was like, okay, he's 28 years old. He's only played
Hold on one thing. Not to sound crazy, y'all. I know that Kevin Knox was in this trade. I just feel that Simone can fulfill what Bogdanovich and Burks missed in the other trade. So sorry, but I just want to clear that up. So.
Oh no, for sure. We'll probably sign him again this summer and trade him at the deadline. Who knows? Poor Knox. So Simone is 28 years old. So I was like, okay, he's a little bit older. He's only played 2 years in the league. I do remember when the Pistons played the Jazz in that crazy overtime game. He was cooking the Pistons. Like straight up, he was cooking the Pistons, and a lot of Pistons fans were like, why would Utah just like dump him for basically nothing? I was like, well, go look at their front court. They got Lauri Markkanen. They don't really use John Collins, and they just drafted a guy this year. I can't remember. I keep forgetting his name. I don't remember. It was another power forward out of the draft this year. I mean, they were really loaded in the front court, and I felt like he was a guy that Utah wasn't really too attached with. They're like, hey, like our front court is, pretty set for the foreseeable future. Like overall, I really like his game. You mentioned him being able to put the ball on the floor. You saw that yesterday. It was evident. Nothing against Bojan. He was 34. Bojan could put the ball on the floor, but he was really slow at doing it. Fontecchio is just really like sneaky athletic. Like if you watch him, you'd be like, oh, that guy's not going to do anything. He's like running in transition with Ivy. He's like keeping pace with Jaden Ivy.
It's silky smooth.
Yeah, he does. I think some people were like, he's like Bojan and he plays a little bit of defense. I think if you want to compare the two, no disrespect, Bojan was a traffic cone. Simone at least tries out there. I'm not saying he's locked down by any means. Some people are saying, oh, he's a lockdown defender. And no, he's not a lockdown defender, but he's passable. Like you could have him in the starting lineup and he could at least close out. He could switch. There's a clip that someone tagged me in of him like blocking Chet Holmgren. Like at least he tries on defense. And I think that was another thing that was really appealing with Troy Weaver and the Pistons is to trade a guy that's younger. Maybe you possibly sign him to a 3-year deal. Maybe give him the Marvin Bagley deal, like a 3 for $36 deal, which I think would be incredibly cheap for a guy that can shoot close to 40% from three.
Yeah, I believe it's a low risk, high reward move that they did by bringing him in here. And now you have a 30-game sample size to see whether you want to bring this guy back for real long term, and it'll be interesting to see how he meshes in there with them.